Hello, hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon out there. We are live at INTI HQ in beautiful Chiba, Japan. It's been a while. If you don't know, I am Andrew Singleton, producer here at INTI CREATES, and we are very excited to mark the release of the Card-en-Ciel demo, free demo on Steam, out right now. I'm ready and raring to get into it, but first off, if anyone isn't familiar with Card-en-Ciel, I want to show us a little trailer for it. So we'll jump right into that. So please take a look. This is Card-en-Ciel. We get there.
Engaging target! Eat this! I'll crush you! Leave it to me! Be gone!
A roguelike card battling RPG with over 300 cards and 50 songs. Card-en-Ciel releases October 24th.
A dead end? No way!
A new VR game is being invaded by characters from other games.
This'll be good.
The gaming chair detective. That's how the people refer to me.
The virtual detective Neon dives in when a dev, INTI, asks for help.
The only one that understands me.
Walk around dungeons freely and challenge foes to add countless cards to your deck. Then, walk straight to the boss when you're ready.
Trust in the spirits.
Got it! Thanks, Flame Brit!
Card-en-Ciel's over 300 cards each feature a character from an in-universe game. The fully voiced cards come alive in your hand, even talking with each other. And it's not just the fictional games. INTI CREATES characters appear as well, blurring the bounds of reality.
Let's clean it up! Hail Mist Refined!
Muses begin singing when you meet their conditions, adding powerful support effects.
Listen to my song. Hang in there.
Let me show you what I've got!
I do feel a bit sorry. Not that!
Over 10 different dungeons feature stories, characters, and boss battles from in-universe games. After clearing a dungeon, you'll unlock 10 more difficulties with challenging enemies and new rules. Special Grand Battle dungeons let you bring any card you've found. Use multiple powerful Muse abilities together. Bring out hidden glitch powers and make any combo you wish. Glitch your way to victory. A card battling adventure through the eras of gaming. Card-en-Ciel. Available October 24th, 2024. INTI CREATES.
Alright, well there's a good look at Card-en-Ciel. It's a bit different from our usual games. It's not an action game. This is a turn-based card battling, deck building, roguelike JRPG. There's a lot to it. And that's kind of a mouthful, but I think that's why we got this demo out there early, so everybody can get a feel for what it's like, so you don't come in with any misapprehensions or anything like that. But I think it's really something special. We have all new characters, tons of characters. We have returning characters, Gunvolt, Galgun, even have Umberclaw in there, which just came out this year. I think it's going to be very exciting. The demo is out on Steam right now, and I'm going to show you that demo myself. I'm going to walk through that a little bit. We're going to go through the tutorial and hopefully get a little bit of dungeon crawling in there. And yeah, I'm watching both the YouTube and the Twitch chat, so if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. I'm going to be looking at the screen, but it's not an action game, so I'll have all the time in the world. So let's go ahead and get started. I think let me boot this PC up a little bit, and then we'll switch the screen over. should be okay in a moment. And here we are. So yeah, again, like, it's a little different from our usual fare. I'm gonna play on mouse and keyboard today. I think for a first. Probably the first game I would even recommend, or at least like say, you know, either mouse, keyboard, or a gamepad. You're gonna be fine either way. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll jump right into the story, of which there's quite a bit. Fully voiced Japanese and English. You have to leave that choice up to you.
Everything about this message is suspicious, but...
Project RT.
I think it's going to be quite a bit of fun. So for now, the demo is only on Steam just for today. Tomorrow, the Switch version will be out. Unfortunately, we don't have demos planned for any other platforms at this time. But hopefully, you know, you can... if you got a PC capable of running the Steam demo, it's not too hefty of a game, I don't think. You can try it out there and then buy it for whatever platform you want. Yeah, I think Switch is going to be a popular platform for the portability.
Project RT. Yup, this is Rust Tactics. Full dive complete. Now then, you must be the one who sent me that request. I'm Neon. Neon Nanashiki.
You're a detective.
Huh? Wait, this is Salazar from Ginkendo's Monster Racing RPG, Capsule Creatures, isn't it? Are Helios for real? I know the game's still mid-development, but using characters from other properties is a big no-go.
So does the
Not like
story
a hacker's
connect to
got any right to
Gunvolt?
talk, but
In a
are
way.
they really adhering to compliance and stuff?
In a way.
That's mad
it's a very fun
obstructive data,
story.
otherwise known as a mod. It's an anomaly that exists regardless of the dev team's wishes. Be careful!
Almost.
You gotta be kidding me. This thing just shrugged off a debug weapon. That's cheating.
Mods are anomalies. Weapons from this game's world won't work against them. Please take this, Mr. Detective.
A card deck? It doesn't seem like it works, though.
No way. I thought you could make it work. I created the deck myself, but it requires a high level of administrative access to use.
Well then, that makes things simple.
Let's go hacker.
Been a while since I had to go all out. This'll be good.
But yeah, we're very happy to get Alex as our
Admin
protagonist
access
Neon.
granted.
And,
Time for a prismatic show.
The deck activated in an instant. Now it should work.
it's gonna be as Anchi here.
You're currently open to the enemy's attacks.
We have a great cast.
Please try and
I'm very
avoid them.
excited for her to show off the dub. Alright, we're into it. So yeah, you play as Neon. You'll control Neon throughout the battles here as he plays cards and defeats enemies. First things first, you don't even start attacking. The important thing here is that, unlike a lot of other deck building card games, I think, you have a field. You have a field to move out here. You have a 3x3 grid on your side and a 3x3 grid on the enemy side. And movement and positioning is very important. You can, at any point during your turn, take a card from your hand and use it to move. You'll see right here there is an arrow or diamond pointing up. So if I right-click on this card, I will discard it and move up.
The enemy will begin their
And then we
attack
can
once
just,
your turn is over.
finish the
so
turn.
be careful.
Discard our hands, draw 5 new
Now
cards
it's
in the
our
next
turn
turn.
to attack.
So you can see where enemies are attacking. So you can pretty much always avoid enemy attacks if you play your cards right. Which I think is pretty exciting for people who like deep strategy and tactics. So of course, in addition to moving, you can also attack.
The card's power should
They
allow
have a
you to
cost
deal
in the
damage.
top left, but you have a cost and a maximum here. You start with 3 every turn. You spend that to attack. Well, you spend 2 here, deal 22 damage. Spend 1 here, do 10 damage, and spend 0. Awesome free card. Everyone knows how powerful free cards are, right?
Forward!
And
Nice
then
going.
once we're done there,
Let's prepare for
But
the
these two
enemy's
that
attack.
don't even have a cost, you can only use these for movement.
You can
Kind
end
of
your
special
turn
for the
even
tutorial,
if you
you
still
don't
have cards in
normally
hand.
draw those in your deck.
Right. I
Alright,
think I've got this
that's
down.
kind of the basic, the
Leave
very
the rest to me.
basic. There's so much more to it, but
Please take care.
you gotta take it one step at a time. But yeah, you can watch the tutorials whenever you need to. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get into it. So you can see there's different ranges on the attacks as well. This attacks the row. This is just a single attack. This attacks like an area. Kind of see if you use that. The whole area's gone. And then let's that's a piercing
Show them
attack.
no
And then
mercy.
I'm out of cost, so we'll move out of the way for the turn. End the turn. Here we go.
No need to rush.
Get into it.
Allow me to show you my
Love
full
this card.
potential.
3 damage and draw cards. Don't mind if I
Take
do.
this.
Get some free attacks in.
Forward! Forward!
No reason not to. We can
He's
use
the
this
only
and
one that
then
understands me.
move back down.
Our
Avoid those
turn.
attacks.
Allow me to show you my
I
full
think we
potential.
got 28 health. I think we can just finish him off here.
Forward!
Easy. So easy.
Full dive games. That's the official term for fully immersive VR games. With how commonplace they are
our
nowadays,
biggest
many
budget
people
game
started
ever?
referring to
I'm
the
not-
games as another side of the real
I'm
world.
not sure. It's probably up
An
there.
unfortunate side to the birth of this new world,
There are
however,
50
was that the laws of the
vocal
real
songs in this
world
game.
held no meaning whatsoever
They're all
within
not
it.
all new, but
As full dive games grew
over
more
half of them
popular,
are, I'm pretty sure.
so did the rise of criminal activity using them as a
that's
proxy.
a lot of work for sure.
Illicit transactions of illegal items, fraud, an even bigger
I wanna
rise
get
of
some boss
hacking and
battles for
cracking.
sure.
These became
I'm
known
ready
as
to
full
play
dive crimes.
the crap out of this game.
Issues so serious
I'll
that
show
they
you as
become
much
a
as I
major point
possibly
of
can
contention within the
over
real
the next
world.
hour or so.
As a result, one man made it his mission to protect the people from those crimes. Perched on his glowing rainbow chair, this incredible hacker resolved any and all cases pertaining to games.
We have to direct the voice
Neon
actor.
Nanashi.
Yeah, we did.
The
We
gaming
have,
chair
Diana
detective.
Garnett is our
That's how the
casting
people refer
and
to me.
acting director. So she did a lot of the work. She's a much more of an
Salazar
expert
has completely
actress than
disassembled. We should be
I.
safe now.
So
It
definitely
was quite the
helped
precarious
a little
situation.
bit.
Thank you very
When I
much for
could,
saving me, Neon.
Mostly with context, like
My
okay,
name is
well, this is the
Ansi.
situation in the game, so they need to have the inflection here,
Ansi,
things
huh?
like that.
Why was that Salazar chasing you anyway?
As you
He's
know,
got the
Rust
RBG
Tactics
set up,
is being
RGB
developed by
stuff.
Helios.
Got his game
But
glowing gaming
something
chair.
strange
Why
is
is the
going
gaming
on
chair
in this
detected?
world. I'm not sure why, but game data from outside is making
There's an
its
easy
way
way to
into
get
the
through the
world.
entire game without getting
That's
stuck.
what I mean
So
by
there's
mad
actually,
obstructive data.
I think there's quite a bit you can do if you have,
You did say
if you end up
mod
struggling.
in reference
For
to
one,
that
there's an easy
Salazar.
mode where you get 3 continues. Like if you
Other
die in a
game
boss,
worlds
like
have even
a
been
boss
leaking
battle or
into
any
certain
battle,
areas,
you'll
resulting
restart
in the
outside the
creation of
battle
dungeons.
with full health up to 3 times. And then
I
there's lots of
myself
things
am
you
a
can
part of
do.
Helios. Though I don't belong to the RT development team.
Just on the way you play to kind of make things easier. Like
For the time being, though,
you can actually grind
having me
endlessly.
log into
There's no
RT
limit to
to
how
seek
much
out the
you can
cause of
grind and
this
add
mod
cards to your
phenomena.
deck. Of course, like expert deck
The reason
builders
that deck is effective
might realize
against
that
mods
you want fewer
is because
cards in your
it's
deck,
fashioned
right?
from
But
the same data as them.
I think that like if you're just starting out, like
Analyzing
having a
mod's
bunch of
data
cards
and turning it into a card will allow you to
especially
use its
powerful ones.
abilities.
will help you out quite a bit.
Fighting fire with fire, I see.
We'll dilute
Which
those
makes this deck our
weaker
one and only way of
cards
dealing
from your
with them.
starting deck.
As for that email, I'd
So we
loved
don't
it
have
as
any
a draft,
pre-orders up
but
on
somehow
PlayStation
it
Network
got
just
sent.
yet. We'll hopefully
Why did you make your way here in
announce some
spite of how
details
little was written?
regarding
Well,
pre-orders
the sender
and
was
launch
Project
sales.
RT. I knew that was the internal name
pretty
for
soon,
Rust
over the next
Tactics,
month or so.
Helios Interactive's latest full dive game. Mainly thanks to a certain data broker. Other than that, curiosity, really. Not only was it vague, there wasn't any mention of a work term or even remuneration.
I wasn't sure if I could prepare anything for you in the first place, hence why it was left in my drafts.
It's thanks to said email that I've come across both you and a case as interesting as this.
Another thing about, if you're
As for
concerned
my
like
remuneration,
roguelike, you hear
I'll meet
roguelike
up
and you think,
offline
oh,
for
I'm
some
gonna
fruity
die
drinks
and restart
once
from the
this is all
beginning.
wrapped up.
A good, yeah, that is Christina B. That's not actually
You're
how this game
willing
works.
to accept the job?
You
Of
actually
course,
go. You have
assuming you're okay with my
a
offer.
overarching story that you never lose progress in.
Thank you.
You'll never have to watch these,
Then we've got an
cutscenes again or
agreement.
anything like that. And if
Looking
you
forward to working with you,
finish
Auntie.
one dungeon and lose the next one, you only restart the dungeon you lost in. You don't start from the beginning unless you want to.
Ansi? What's wrong?
There seems to be a large-scale mod like occurring nearby.
So as
Make our way there, Neon.
this is a game with a
rest
story,
for the
you
wicked, I
do
guess.
always play as Neon. So you don't change the main character, but I
This
think
must be the
something people might expect from
line to the
roguelike
world
deck
that's
builders
linking
is,
to
oh, you have a
Rust
different
tactics.
character that has a completely different play style, different deck builds. So there's actually a different mechanic
What's wrong?
in Card-en-Ciel that determines your, that'll give you direction on your deck build.
That's weird.
And give
Feels
you
like my deck
your
got a
passive
lot lighter.
abilities,
Did
which
some
we'll
of my cards
introduce
disappear?
in just a moment. We'll get there.
Perhaps the data was overwritten due to us hopping between worlds. Oh no! Almost all of the cards we made in Rust Tactics have disappeared.
It's probably safe to
we
assume
go.
that the deck will get reset every time we enter a new dungeon.
Yeah, the deck gets reset every
might pose a
dungeon.
problem.
It is the roguelike dungeons, I'd like to say. It's not a
No
roguelike
sense in crying over spilt milk.
game. You go into
Just have to
roguelike
make a new
dungeons,
deck
right?
each time.
I'm so sorry. I should have anticipated.
Don't sweat it.
Is there a way to
This is
rewatch
part of the
cutscenes
course
and
when it
view
comes to detective work.
CGs? I don't think there is at the
I'll make sure to
moment.
create
That
a
might
backup before they
certainly be
disappear
something we
from here
consider
on
to
out.
add.
That'll
Yeah,
be a big help.
I don't think there's a gallery like that.
That aside, I did some hacking to get a better idea on what to
could
expect
be
from
wrong,
this
though.
dungeon. But it all has a familiar ring to it. A world with a sacred tree, mana, and an empire? That sure sounds like YR9 to me.
Oh, Yggdrasil Records 9.
Oh,
That
yeah.
franchise is so popular that even non-gamers are aware of it.
Y'all know about Yggdrasil Records, right?
Not just domestically, but even overseas as well.
Yeah.
It's been doing incredible numbers as a result.
Overseas fans.
So, how do we go about restoring this dungeon to its original state?
Someone here is
So
likely
unfortunately,
to
we
be in
couldn't
possession of
add
partition data,
Dragon Mark for
which is
Death
causing the leak
into the
RT's
base game
world.
for Card-en-Ciel. It's not a property we fully own. That's actually
First,
a
we need to
co-production
locate
with
them and
Marvelous.
obtain said data.
All the properties we
Preparing
have
that
in the
should
base
also
game
restore
are
RT's world
ones
too.
that we fully had the rights to. Everything else is unfortunately needs a little work
I'd
and
be willing to
permission
bet that
before we
either
can put it in
Alfred
the
or
game.
Daria has it, considering they're the main characters.
Nothing to
That
announce right
and
now,
Final Boss.
unfortunately.
No sense in pondering too much. Let's get searching.
Anything's possible.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, also different from a lot of other games like this, you have free reign through the dungeons. You can walk around just like this. You can speed up time if you're a little impatient. And
Let's
the enemies,
try out your new deck.
they're there. You can see them. They aren't even that aggressive. You can avoid them pretty easily. Right now we're in the tutorial, so we have to fight this guy. But
That counter's
it's a
suspicious.
bit of a different feel.
Be careful.
Here's another very important mechanic, the time counter. So every enemy, or most enemies, I guess, will have these time counters that count down every time you play or use a card. So when you move, when you play a card, it'll tick down,
Timing your
and
movements
then
is vital to dodging attacks.
when it gets to 1, they prepare to attack you. So the next time I would use a card, move, attack, whatever, the enemy's going to attack,
attack is
just as you see
coming.
here,
Be careful.
in a straight line onto my square. So I'm going to move out of the way. Boom. All right.
It's not over
And
yet.
then you can avoid
Don't let
attacks
your guard
almost
down.
all of the time. And they'll also, again, attack at the end of your turn, no matter what, even if their time is 3 or what have you. So I'm going to attack, and then move out of the way again, and then end my turn. Oh, avoided. Yeah, and so, look, this is a nice card. I love this card. Free 3 plus 3 damage, so it adds 3 damage to every single attack and break. We'll get to that later. Until the end of your turn. So these went from 5 to 8. It's so good. Let's do this. Move out of the way. Let's have a summon here.
Right?
Let's
I'll
do this.
keep my promise, no matter what.
I'm just gonna face tank this. Let's go.
This! Take this! Take this!
Yeah. Got a little-
Our turn.
Thought I'd get him. All right. Yeah, so and when you complete a battle, you get to add one of 3 cards to your deck. You can see the details.
To my last breath.
Good little voice line there. Here's a fun thing, you can see what game they're from. So, Kingdoms Return Again, which is actually a real game that was only released in Japan. Umberclaw. It's Galvan. And also another Kingdoms Return card. It's a tough one, but I think I'll take the 0 cost card. It's just so good.
Let's keep this momentum
I was paying too much attention to the game. Yeah, we'll definitely consider English voices for all our games going forward. Whether we can make it work or not is unfortunately going to be up to the situation.
Look, a treasure
Yeah,
chest.
let's keep going.
Father's enemy is my enemy.
I'm just going to run through these power-ups.
I made this for you, Father.
And so this one's going to attack my row. I can get her out of the way. Move forward. Oh, thank you. Easy.
Incredible, Neon.
Well, this card is quite
There's
good.
nothing wrong
And being able to
with
move
having
forward
your
is
own
actually
desires.
important. So thinking about as you build your deck, which direction the cards move you in is pretty important to having a good mix of different directions, so you can always move whichever direction you need to any given turn. Let's get some extra damage. Get the summon down. Get that rush card. And attack here. Move down, move out of the way of that. And yeah. So it seems really easy, but this is the tutorial, of course, so bear with me. Love to draw cards. That's cool on right there. Meow. And yeah, you'll see lots of fun references on enemies you battle as well. Pick up this treasure chest. Get a legendary Kieran.
It doesn't matter how long it takes
Kieran
to reach
XX.
the right answer. It doesn't
go.
matter how long
28
it takes
damage.
to reach the right answer.
Love it.
So you can obtain cards straight from treasure chests,
Yeah.
huh?
You should often find rare cards in them too.
I can
Here we
hear
go.
someone singing?
Singing? That may mean there's a muse nearby.
Muse. So yes, muses. So here we encounter enemy muse who's going to add a little deleterious effect onto the battle, a little debuff, as it were. Let's try one of these. So you see the enemy muse
Muse's special effect has been
is
triggered.
buffing the enemies. The first time I play a card, I have to discard a card and then forge rush cards equal to its cost. Forge meaning
Muses have all sorts
generate
of special
some
abilities,
temporary
so take
cards.
care when fighting them.
That's not necessarily even a really bad thing, because that turns that 1 cost card into a 0 cost card, which I can even use to move. I want this one. I'm going to move out of the way here, and then Kieran is going to do some work.
Today's victor is Neon.
I like this card so much.
Will you stay with me forever, Father? You did it!
And here, let's avoid this battle. How about that? See, you can just run away. Of course, that has a lot of implications,
You should fight that muse and
which
recruit
I'll probably
her.
get into a bit later. But now, let's fight this muse and recruit her, and I'll show you what this game is really about.
Has been triggered.
These muses.
Muses have all sorts of special abilities, so take care when...
You can check here. Same ability. First time I play a card, just gonna make me discard this one, and I get a rush card here. It's not so bad, honestly. Move here.
Thank
Now
goodness
up.
you didn't hit.
Perfect. Move right out of the way. Here's another mechanic. We have so many more to go to. So the cards are INTI Games references. About a third of them. The other 2/3 are made up fictional game worlds that we have invented for this game. It's very fun. So the special skills, you can activate a special skill and it will power up the card. You start every battle with this red energy, and if you use it, it fractures the card, which is really bad.
We're left with no
It's really
choice.
bad, but
Let's use a special attack
there are,
to
you know,
get
if
through
you
the
are
situation.
clever, you can work with it. So yeah, if you switch the special skill, change it, you can see, look,
Let's use a special attack.
thank you, Nancy. So it was 28, now it's 48. And it also increases the range, so like covers this whole field. Let's go. It's gonna get fractured, yeah.
Come on, let's clean it up.
It's all dead.
We're fine.
What happened to the card I used for that special attack?
All of its power was expended. I'm afraid it's no longer usable.
So, you perform a powerful move in exchange for the card itself?
Yeah.
Definitely not something I can use willy-nilly.
Yeah, it was a tough cost, but worth it. We got a muse. So these muses are cards you get that don't go into your deck. They are just kind of hanging out waiting for you to meet their conditions. The condition of Lapis, I think it is? Lapis? With her hefty heartbeat, if you forge 3 zero-cost cards, you'll get rush cards equal to any cost you spend playing other cards. And that's for the rest of the battle.
Struggling to keep your eyes off me?
And she'll sing you a song. So now we know we want to forge zero-cost cards. I don't see any cards that do that here, so I'm actually going to re-roll this one. You get a certain number of these per dungeon. You will get more as you upgrade your character. And look here, and now I've got a card that forges a rush card once per turn. So
Keep your hands on my hilt.
that works on her. It's her muse as well, so that works to her conditions. I think I like that one.
Let's test out the muse's power.
All right, let's show it off a little bit. Oh, it's special. This is what really makes this game tick. So yeah, once you meet that condition in battle, she'll begin singing. You get that special ability, and you get a special skill energy that won't destroy your card, which is fantastic.
Each muse has their own personal triggers for their concerts.
So I need to see here. View the card. Forge 3 zero-cost cards. Let's try to do that. And you get these rush cards.
Never underestimate a steady onslaught of attacks.
Thank you, Neon. So let's start here. Forge a rush card, and let's just go ahead and do it. Forge 2 rush cards.
Is this the sort of stuff you're into?
Activate. Okay. Now any cost we spend will make even more rush cards. Let's still get out of the way of this attack. And then let's go here. I've got a free rush card from that ability. And avoid here. Perfect. Alright. Forgot. And then I got special skill energy. I'll show that off a little bit. This is completely free. These they don't have any cost except for the blue energy itself. You can see how these change. Draw 3 cards, draw 5 cards. 5 damage, 20 damage. It's pretty big. Pretty big. And let's just go with 25 damage. Why not?
Flawless victory.
Yeah, unfortunately the song dubbing is a bit more of a challenge, just logistically and all sorts of stuff. Let's go with the zero cost.
I shall protect you to my last breath.
Maybe we should get some card draw. Card draw is always good. And here's a special event. These will pop up sometimes in the dungeons. Here's a nice one. She lets you remove a card from your deck, which is extremely helpful here because we have a fractured card. You literally cannot use this card at all. You cannot use it to move. You cannot play it. All you can do is get rid of it. So let's go ahead and get rid of poor Kirin. Big help. Thanks a lot. Big love. And yeah, let's go battle Risu over here.
Father's enemy.
I'm sure she doesn't. She means well.
This might be a bad idea.
Our cards are talking to each other. A great feature.
I made this for you, Father.
Let's move out of the way, maybe. Yeah. I have a piercing attack. Perfect. Move out.
I wouldn't expect
Turn and let's get this done with.
Today's victor is Neon.
Okay, let's get the card draw this time. It's always good to have a little bit of card draw. Risu is adorable. Yeah, so we've got some new voices for Galgun cast that never had them before. Risu was voiced in Galgun, Gal Guardian. Okay, now we get to another big mechanic in the game, break. We've got a break card now.
A blue card? I haven't seen one of these so far.
It seems that this card can lower an enemy's offense.
That sounds handy. Time to make some adjustments to my deck. This structural data is pretty complex.
Thank you,
but
Neil.
I should be able to make partial alterations.
Aha. Rush. 1 break and 1 damage.
It worked!
It's
Awesome!
so good.
The card's effect changed? That's amazing!
Alright, and now we get to a mini boss.
You won't be able to
Ypsilon.
dodge this attack. Try using the card you just obtained.
He's gonna fill the entire field with damage, so we need to use break. So break cards,
You need
break
to
you
reduce
deal
its damage.
will reduce the incoming damage. So he's at 10 incoming damage right now. We reduce that by 5, reduce it by 8,
Now you won't
and now
receive any damage.
we're perfectly fine. So we can just go ahead and oh, I should probably use this.
I'll keep my promise.
Wail on him.
Take this!
End the turn. He attacks us. Nothing.
A powerful
Just
attack is
nothing.
coming, but there should be a way around it.
Yeah, it's got another 30 damage. We don't have to have break to do that. But there's another thing break does, and that's reduce their balance. So they'll have another
Try using another break card on it.
number right here next to their attack power, their balance. So break will reduce the balance. Once we get that balance, 5, down to 0, they enter breakdown.
Use this
They
opportunity
get staggered.
to bring it to a
They
close.
won't attack or move anymore for the rest of the turn. They take double damage, and you get a cost back. So it's pretty big. It's a very big mechanic here. It's always good to get enemies into breakdown before you start wailing on them, I think. Because you'll do double, like 12 damage, 10. Well, at a cost, but you get the picture.
Tell me what you desire, I'll make it come
Alright,
true.
and let's see if we can't activate our muse here.
Is this the sort of stuff you're into?
Now we're good to go.
I really love that on the side of you.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get another rush card. Damage, move down. Draw some cards. Let's go back up. Draw some more cards. Okay, so he's not attacking for the turn, so we just have free reign. We'll just look at this. This is beautiful. Look at all this damage. Oh my goodness. Breakdown, double damage.
Now's your chance.
Beautiful.
This card is stronger than
So
it
why
would
is it a
normally be.
logistical nightmare for songs? So it's a recording a song is a lot more production, and we do all our recordings remotely. So they're all in all the English. I would say most of our recordings. Some of them we do in Japan in studio, but yeah, it's tough. So here's another big mechanic: cheat codes. So sometimes when you pick up a card, they'll have this little thing here. So it's an extra benefit that's on the card. And not only is it on this card, it'll apply this cheat code to every single card of the same type in your deck. So all of my Spirit of the Castle cards are going to get this extra ability to forge a rush card. And then everyone I pick up from now on will also have that cheat code. Just permanently altered for the rest of this dungeon.
Does the Yggdrasil Records franchise have
And it's
any
very
defining
powerful.
features?
As the name implies,
We'll
one of the
learn
big
a little bit more
focuses
about
is on the
Yggdrasil
tree of the
Records.
same name. It plays a different role depending on the entry. Sometimes it's portrayed as a holy tree, other times it's portrayed as an evil one. It's even been used as a time machine.
another muse
And then the
there.
protagonist turned out to be a sapling of it once.
So as you walk around the dungeon, you'll learn a little bit about the game world that you're in.
When a franchise gets that long,
They're
sure
pretty
thing.
fun
There's
conversations.
rumors that the trees from each entry
Neon
are
geeks
all
out about some of the
connected,
game. It's great.
That would make for a big plot twist.
Let's go ahead and here and battle this
Is it gonna begin?
sub-boss, leader, I think they're
Again.
called.
I can't protect anyone.
Fret not, for I am here!
Alright, so again we have discard the leftmost card the first time you play a card. Kind of unfortunate because it's 0 cost, but what are you gonna do? I want to get some break in here. So now you don't have to worry about this attack. 0 damage. Let's go.
Is this the sort of
that
stuff you're
muse.
into?
It's more complex than I thought. Yeah, it's a quite a bit, and we're not even done yet. Not by a long shot. Let's get some more break in there.
I'll keep my promise, no matter
Break down.
Going out. I'm
Allow me to show you my full
Okay, we've got a special skill energy. So let's see that out. So we've got 9. Let's
show you my full potential!
have a little fun here. Let's also summon 2 of those.
Maybe it's time I show you how amazing I can be. I'm number 1, right?
You can ignore all the normal battles and rush directly to the boss. So there's a couple reasons why you can't exactly do that, but yes, you can ignore a great deal of them, quite the majority of them, and rush to the boss. And that's actually how you get a lot of the higher scores.
There's nothing wrong with having your own desires.
I'll explain the score system as we get to the end.
It's important.
And here's another mechanic. Once you clear out one of these rooms, you get a bonus. The first of which is recovery, which will restore your HP a little bit. It's really the the main way that you're going to restore HP. 30%. Anytime you clear out a room, you have that option. You know, why ignore the enemies and you can collect a dozen Corona cards? That's true. We love to give people options. Like if you want to go for the high score, you're going to have to ignore a lot of the fights, but you definitely don't have to do that at all. You can just go to the end. You can grind all you want, fill your deck with Coronas, and have all the fun in the world. So here's another special thing they'll do. So she's gonna give me 2 viruses, which are kind of bad cards, kind of. We'll take a look at those. So yeah, they're 0-cost cards that I can play to deal 3 damage to myself, but I get 30% bonus damage to my next attack. So yeah, each one of those damage plus markers gives you 10%. So each one of these is worth 30%. Not bad. Maybe I'll think about doing that. They're lined up for breakdown here. Let's get them. Oh.
Enemy and breakdown. You can land big damage.
So it does this anyway. At the end of the turn, I might as well play it. Get in there. Yeah. Go next turn.
Is this the sort of stuff you're into?
Get that muse. And she's gonna give me more viruses, I see. Don't worry about it too much. Let's use these viruses and have fun. She's gonna move out of the way. Go. So many rush cards. Alright, I think this should be it. Alright, and so now here we get to it. This is it. I have 2 muses. This is my second muse. And so these effects stack. They'll start, singing one after the other. They don't go away, even if there's only one song going on at the time. This is play 3 0-cost cards in 1 turn, and then I get 3 plus 3 damage whenever I play a 0-cost card. So you can see that's going to be pretty powerful with the muse we already have. I think I want. Ooh, so this is a cheat code. Gain an extra of damage when played.
A task requested by my master is a task easily done.
Go to recovery again. And so yeah. Oh, so here's an event. This world works in strange ways. Would you happen to need my help? Get a free card. Oh, I get a free break with a cheat code. So this adds that cheat code to all of my other shoot cards. Let me just skip ahead a little bit. So you can really spend a lot of time in the dungeons fighting enemies, or you can just run past them if you're confident. I feel like my deck is getting pretty good here. Here's another mechanic, action. It's another big one.
Show them no mercy. Obliterate them all.
Obliterate them all.
And now we have a yellow card.
Yeah, there's an easy mode. Yeah, and I think it should be pretty generous too.
You might
Yellow
just be able
card.
to negate an enemy's attack if you use it correctly.
That sounds pretty powerful. Time to make
You're
some
right,
adjustments to my
it's
deck.
very powerful.
The stronger the effect, the more complex the code is. I've got the hang of it now, though.
We've unlocked yellow cards, action cards. So this is yet another way that you can avoid attacks in the game.
You altered another card's effect. I can't believe
We're still kind of considering whether we're gonna have pre-orders or just a launch sale, or if we have a launch sale or anything like that. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. It won't be particularly soon, I would think, within maybe a month or 2 weeks before launch if we do. But yeah, here we go. So Schrodinger, if anyone played Umberclaw,
an unavoidable attack.
show off the action. So when you are in the enemy's field of attack, when their time counter is at 1, you can play an action card and trigger an action phase. By doing so, you get a little timing mini game where you can avoid the enemy's attack. So just click that left mouse button, or press the A button on the controller, I think. So yeah, let's do a little break damage. So now the time counter is at 1, so we're ready to action. And just like that, the attack is avoided.
When their requirements aren't fulfilled, they can be used as regular cards.
You don't have to use them
Gauge
that
the
way.
situation and use them as necessary.
It's very useful when you can do that, though. I definitely enjoy doing that. Like, and obviously avoiding attacks is a big deal. Because we're still in tutorial phases, but as you get in, you'll notice enemies hit very hard. Later on in the dungeon, especially. Alright, so here we go. Let's get cooking. Use number 1. Canary. Canary Naples, that's who it is. Play a 0-cost card. Let's just use this one. I'll take 1 damage, but yes, and here we go. Got the Riding Hood here. So now every time I play a 0-cost card, I will get 3 bonus damage. And this combo is just bonkers.
No matter what.
11 damage. These go up to 7. And I can discard 2 of these. Play this. Forge more. Watch it. Just put them in a break. Every time I play one of these, plus 3. So 14, 17, 20, 23. Boom. And that is how you play Card-en-Ciel. You just form the most busted combos you can think of. The deeper you get in, the more busted they're going to be. Now, let's see. So another action card. This is a really good one. Draw 3 cards if you can succeed the action. I think this one you get 2 rush cards if you succeed the action. That works better with our combo.
Let me show you what the new and improved meat.
All right.
What about 9 then? What's special about it?
9's mainly focused on the mana that flows from the sacred tree. It's also the franchise's first.
If you like
foray into
hearing
the open world
voice
genre.
clips fire off in
the
rapid
settings close to
succession,
the first
I've got a game for you.
So they've made it easier for newcomers to get into. Interesting.
Not only are the
So,
foundations solid,
if they're having these
apparently,
conversations, if you get into a battle, they'll actually continue the conversation after you finish, so you don't have to worry about missing anything.
It's do or
Until
die.
you defeat the boss at the end.
So get a grip.
All right. Oh, hello, Jacob. Glad to see you in here. A speed mod. Oh yes. So there actually is already a speed countdown timer mechanic in the multiplayer to keep you playing fast in the 1v1. But we'll be revealing more details about that in the future, I am told. But I'm very excited for that one too. Yeah, definitely. They thought of a lot. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I'd like to draw some cards. I think I want to just go ahead and forge some cards, get my muses cooking. Yeah, you can fast forward through these if you have seen them enough. He gave me a freeze card, so it's going to reduce my damage to 0, but I do draw another card after I use one. So yeah, oh, it's not the end of the world, really. All right, so we got another band. We got an action to go. Let's go.
Crush you.
All right, avoided. I just stood there. Perfect. I'm out of cost here. Oh, there we go.
Off I go.
Yes, we have a 1v1 online PvP multiplayer mode planned. It's going to be in there. It's on the menu if you play the demo. It's just not available just yet.
I'm number 1, right?
So pop it off. Let's see if we can get a one. I don't know if we can get a 1-turn. No, we do. Awesome. Yes. 1 turn. Didn't even give them a turn. I mean, they attack during your turn, which is kind of important because, you know, else you could just run over the entire game. But yeah, one turn kills are pretty important to scoring in this game. So that is kind of the focus. Building those combos that let you, cycle through your deck in 1 turn, and play powerful plays, all without giving the enemies a chance to hit you. Is just beautiful, beautiful gameplay. So let's speed through this one. I do want to draw some cards. Yes, let's go. Let's go. action. Just avoid this attack. Who needs damage? You're trying to damage me. Break down.
Is this the sort of stuff you're into? I really love that on the side.
He's at a commission. I think I'm gonna have to spend one of these to avoid this attack. Yeah. They do get another turn this time. You know, now that our muses are are fired, we are cooking. So here's the thing. So the action still attacks the squares that you see there. So it's not gonna hit. I would avoid the attack if I succeed the action, but it's not actually gonna hit. So I'm gonna not do that. I'm just gonna move that out of the way.
That sure was a surprise.
And then forge, boom, boom, boom.
Flawless victory.
Okay, this is pretty good. I like being able to cycle through the deck a little bit. It's card disadvantage, technically.
Apparently.
If you're a trading card game player, you see, oh, it costs you 3 cards to draw 2 cards.
There's Alfric, the main character of
This is Yu-Gi-Oh rules. This is, you just want to see new cards sometimes.
Though his home country is a neutral state, his vigilante experience and general skill with mana makes him an incredible all-around warrior.
I think it's a really important one.
Which would mean that the lady with him is the main heroine, Canaria, correct?
Yep, Canaria, maiden of the
So here
sacred
we
tree.
meet the hero and heroine of Yggdrasil Records.
I guess she's been rescued already. Spells and whatnot in this world are carried out using the mana that permeates the very atmosphere itself. The sacred tree is the source of that mana, but it can be refined even further through her song. The Empire, seeking out that refined mana, capture her as a result. That's the basic gist of it.
Learn all about
Why her
the
song
game
has the
world.
power to do that is one of this world's biggest mysteries, though.
I assume you're adventurers? Why do you know so much about us?
Yeah, why? Why, Leon?
Because you're super famous where we're from, I guess?
Famous? You're not bounty hunters sent by the Empire, are you? You couldn't have picked a worse time to come for us.
I can sense a strange,
That
almost
voice.
otherworldly power from them. Be careful,
Actually,
Alfric.
cool voice actor.
Otherworldly? They really must be desperate to get rid of us. But I've got no intention of losing. Back me up, Canaria!
I get the feeling I should have kept my mouth shut.
I'll give no quarter to any
Alright, here we go,
agents of
the
the Empire.
final boss of this dungeon.
Hopefully this is an easy opponent.
Are you sure you're of stable mind?
Get it together.
We're just in
Don't
there.
give up.
Let's pop off our combo a little bit. So yeah, I want to activate this action because I get 2 rush cards out of it. Let's go ahead and do that.
Eat this.
I'll slice you down!
Is this the sort of stuff you're into?
Okay.
I really
And
love
then
that on the side
if
of
I do this,
I brought cake and wine for you.
there's a Rare Riding Hood. Now we pop off. Let's go. I'm actually, this is a tough one. I think I will actually discard these. Activate this action.
That's the power of teamwork.
Yes.
I'll slice you
No
down!
damage.
They're strong. Where did the Empire find hunters this skill?
Oh, that's so fun.
Canaria! I need your song!
Leave it to me.
Help.
To the earth's slumbering mana, I decree. Heed the call of the sacred tree.
What the?
Watch out, Neon. I'm detecting a powerful mod reaction from her. No matter where you are, my song will reach you. May the mana's
Enemy
bountiful
muse
blessings be
activates,
with
boosting Alfred's damage. Is it going to be good enough? So I think if I attack him here, go into breakdown, and I don't actually want to do that. I want to save that for next turn because it'll just reset next turn. So I'll leave him at 7. That way I can just
I won't let you.
I'll keep my promise, no matter what.
do this and then do this. Breakdown. Now we go to town.
I'm number 1, right?
Ready? Boom.
Canaria!
So good. So that's the tutorial dungeon.
Which proves they can be restored by obtaining
A little
partition
easy,
data.
but
Phew.
Glad
you'll
things
see in
worked out
the
in
main
end.
game we'll have some more options to pump up the difficulty.
I figured you two were
Plus,
here for
it's just
Canaria.
harder in general. You gotta ease it in
sorry.
there.
Giving you the full rundown would take a bit too much time, but I promise we're not here to get in the way of your journey. And it goes without saying that we're not affiliated with the Empire whatsoever.
Well then, sorry for jumping to
I've
conclusions.
been spending a lot of time playing this demo. It's just so much fun.
Likewise.
Like I love this game already.
Don't sweat it. We weren't exactly courteous either.
We'll have to be
I love card
extra
games.
careful about that next time.
It's interesting. I've never found myself super drawn to like roguelike deck builders. I've played a couple runs of Slay the Spire, but I could never finish it. I just never gripped me. I would say. I don't know. I think I'm just
blessings through a song.
like a different sort of card game, but this is different. I don't know what it is. I think it's like, you know, the card art is very good.
Our way of
Lots of
making
different
it up to you.
characters. Just powerful
We can't
combos.
promise that it'll be of much use to you.
May the
Something
Mama's
easier to
bountiful
see,
blessings be with you on your journey.
I think
Thank you, Canaria.
the deck outline in your head as you get the muse. It tells you kind of like, oh, you're looking for these kinds of cards, and you pick them up, and they work so well together. All right, so interesting. We finished the dungeon. You know, obviously the next dungeon will reset our deck, but we still get an Alfred card, which has got a new mechanic on it, which I'll probably talk about in a little bit.
Pleased to meet you.
And then we get a new Muse card. We have unlocked Canaria here, who buffs the Alfric, those amp effects.
The will of the sacred tree guides my path.
Scared if the game's meta will be rush cards. It's easy to look at how powerful that was and see that. And I think those are probably gonna be pretty good decks. But you don't get to choose in most of the dungeons. You don't get to choose exactly what you're gonna see. You have to take what's given to you and build a deck out of that. So there's not gonna be one strategy that dominates. I don't think there might be some that are better than others. So here's the thing. You get a score at the end of the dungeon. Tutorial, they're nice and give you three stars here. And the big thing that determines your score is how many turns you take. So the faster you defeat, and also that was easy. The faster you defeat enemies, if you can defeat them in one turn, perfect. But every time you take a turn, it's a little minus to your final score. And you're going to have to get to the end and defeat that boss with in as few turns taken as possible to get the best scores. And there will be online leaderboards. There will be weekly and daily challenges available when the game comes out. And also, the more stars you get, you'll level up. You'll get these things called decode tokens, which I will show in a moment. But yeah, that score here. So, as you might realize, skipping, if you can defeat enemies in one turn, it's one turn taken for your score. But if you skip them entirely, that's 0. So the highest scores are going to involve skipping as many enemies as possible and getting to that final boss with just the right balance between powerful cards and fewer cards. Since the fewer fights you're in, the fewer cards you're going to have.
That's all well and good, but it was just one area out of many, right?
Yes, but still, it's a solid
Hey, Max.
start.
How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, I got the.
What is this data? An
I wonder
error
if one of your
fragment?
characters shows up in the demo.
An error
I think
fragment?
it's possible. I think
What's that?
Asimov is probably running around.
I'm not quite sure. This is a first for me,
See if we
too.
can find him. It's kind of random though.
This is puzzling. It's either the source behind the mod leak or something related to it.
So if you're imagining
keep a
like
hold
kind of
of it
a
for now.
TCG style PvP, that's actually not the case. I don't know how much I'm
So the
allowed to
links are
say,
being
but you
caused
actually
when an error
start with
fragment
the starting
interacts
deck
with
just like a
partition
roguelike
data?
deck builder, and you build your deck
Where did the fragments
from
even come
random
from?
cards during the PvP match.
You must be exhausted, Neon.
So even if you try for
about
that
we
broken
return to
strategy every
base
time,
first?
you might not get it. It might not come
That's a
together.
great
You're gonna have
idea.
to choose the best
I forgot
cards
that we
for the
pretty much came straight
situation,
here from RT's world.
which I think seems really fun. I've never, I don't know of anything that's quite
Sorted
like
then.
that.
Let's get
But I guess it's
going.
more like a board game than a trading card game in that way.
Promise me
like an
you won't
actual
do
deck building
anything
board
rash,
game.
okay?
All right, so those decode tokens we got from getting 3 stars in that dungeon, we can use them and enhance Neon here by analyzing crypto data. So we get 60 tokens, we're gonna
I'm
spend
sure
10
we can
to
put an end
begin
to this
analyzing.
mod phenomena if we
When we
work
analyze,
together.
we get 3 choices from the kind of the pool of possible upgrades. slightly increase the chance of treasure chests appearing at the start of battle, which some we haven't seen yet, but treasure chests can appear in battle, and if you can protect them, you get a special, you get a legendary card, a special rare card at the end of battle. It's very nice. Slightly increase the appearance rate for epic cards, or slightly increase the rate for rare cards. This one's glowing gold, so let's go epic. We can do this a few more times, and these upgrades are permanent. And in the demo, the save data carries over, so if you're playing through the demo and you get the final game, all these will stick around. Let's see, epic cards. I mean, high rarity cards are just better, right? That's the basic rule of card games. But I want to see some treasure chests too. Maybe we can get some of those. Just spend all these tokens. Let's get the treasure chest. Okay. 2 more. Ooh, reward rerolls. Perfect. More rerolls is good. And then once you analyze a certain amount, you get the second level. These take 15, so I can't get that just yet. But another pool. So if you look, we have these, and these are available. So even if it's random, if you run through the entire pool of data, you'll get them all eventually. So you don't have to worry about that. Get some extra HP. Yeah, this music is chill. It's cool. Yeah, you're hanging out in the base with Auntie. She's like, chilling. You can chat with her a little bit, or she'll chat at you, I suppose.
That's surprising.
So let's take a little bit more time. Probably won't be able to finish another dungeon, but let's show you a proper dungeon. So that was just a tutorial. This is the first real deal roguelike dungeon in Card-en-Ciel. She's gonna connect. It'll show you the cards you can find in that specific dungeon if you want to complete your collection.
I can't get enough of your voice.
Let's go. So yeah, you can choose normal and easy. Easy gives you extra continues and reduces, damage you'll take and damage enemies take and that sort of things. And there's a bunch of hard modes that we have to unlock.
Could we talk for just a little bit longer?
In there. Thank you.
I'll pray for your safe return.
Thank you. Just sees you off. Kizuna Connect.
Let's see here. Digital world, bonds. Hey, this is Kizuna Connect.
Everybody knows Kizuna Connect.
Oh? You're familiar with this game?
Oh, sure am. It's a tactical RPG where you fuse monsters together and have them battle. Story-wise, you travel between the real and digital worlds alongside those monsters. Oh, and they understand words.
I see. Awesome. It sounds pretty similar to full dive games.
It was mainly geared towards kids, but, well, it never did catch on that well with them.
I don't think there's any plans for cross-play right now. It might be something that we investigate, but I have not heard the word just yet.
Either Mahiru Ichinose or Shinya Zerosaki, the main protagonists,
we'll have more to
are likely to have the partition data.
Online mode.
Oh, there's 2 protagonists in this game?
Technically, yeah. Mahiru's the main protagonist, but Shinya's his main rival. Okay, I should stop there. Let me talk and we'll be here all day. Time to get going.
Alright. So here's what I was talking about. You don't have characters that you choose like you might in other roguelike deck builders that change your deck building and whatnot. You actually receive a muse at the beginning of most dungeons who kind of show you the way at how to build your deck. You'll start off with Canaria here, who activates when we activate all 3 different amp effects: attack amp, break amp, draw amp, which are buffs that you get for using cards to move instead of actually playing them, which is actually pretty powerful. It doesn't seem all that big of a deal to begin with, but
the will of the sacred tree guides
we'll show you how good it is. And then she doubles the potency of the amp effects, which is pretty nutty, I think. Yeah, we'll pick up Canaria, and she's gonna show us the way when we start gathering cards for our deck. So you see the dungeon here is much bigger. Kind of want to plan a route to another mechanic, which we will be introducing here.
What was that?
I detected some interference with the system. Seems like one of the enemies in here did some hacking.
But will you be okay?
No sweat. My main concern is things might get tricky if this starts happening often. I guess avoiding battle too much poses its own risks. Let's deal with enemies appropriately.
The memory gauge. So every time you enter a new area with enemies, actually any area with enemies, even if you go back to an old one, this will happen. The memory gauge will increase, and as it gets to the second level, you'll start to encounter random trap events, which are bad things that happen in battle. It'll go down when you subjugate an area, just defeating all the enemies in it, and choose recovery. And just it goes down a little bit when you do that at all. Throw it off a little bit. Just skip those. One thing I like to do is go straight to treasure chest and the muse also.
Sounds good.
So you see, watch it go up here as I skip these battles, and then yeah, it's up here. Now we start to encounter traps if I go to another area without reducing it. But now we're in the area of the enemy muse who is singing, and first time I play a card, I discard 3 cards from my hand and draw 2 cards, which is not ideal. Yeah, let's see. So if I don't use this card, which is discard 1 card and draw 1, so it's got to draw amp as well, which is quite good. But yeah, I'm gonna discard and draw those. I wanna break some breakdown.
Would you allow me the pleasure of marrying you?
Amazing!
Break amp. Ooh. So yeah, if I use this to move down, I get a break amp 6 break plus just 60% extra break on my next break. Boom.
Would you allow me the pleasure of marrying you?
Amazing!
This music effect is a little troublesome.
I'm sure of it. Beat that
See, one thing you might notice, like our starting deck is a little different this time, as it does mold it a little bit depending on that first view. So I have some cards with amp on them, which is nice. Oh, there it goes.
Now's your chance. Amazing!
I forgot about it already. I can't even do that, but I can. I'm just gonna end my turn.
They're waiting for me back home.
All right, I think we got it now.
Would you allow me the pleasure of marrying you? Congratulations, Mia.
Very nice. So yeah, I want to look for those amp cards since they activate my muse.
They had nothing but love for me.
And that's going to be good. And they also get powered up. Oh, Shinobu. I'm positive those monsters fled in this direction. You're going to make me choose? Shinobu or Maya? I'm a Maya guy. Let's go Maya. Also love the break. So I'll grab this treasure chest. Alright. These are all quite good. And none of them have amp effects. But I kind of like draw 3 cards if less than 9. So draw, but 3 cost. Like draw power. Yeah, Japanese voices are also excellent. Hope this game won't be pay to win. It's merely pay to play. $24.99. You get all the content available. There's no microtransactions whatsoever. This is a premium experience, my friends. Alright, let's just get through this a little bit quickly. I want to show off some stuff, and I keep forgetting about that dang use power. Let's break here. Boom. Another turn. Yeah, let's get things down. You can kind of speak it. Ooh, love a summon that adds +2 to effect. This is a fun one. Alright, so we subjugated the area. Ooh, we have a new... I want to recover my memory gauge, but we have a new option, position. So you can, when you finish an area like that, you can put down one of your cards from your deck into that area. Even a muse. I personally like taking the weaker cards from your deck and putting them down there. They actually come back to your deck when you go to the next floor. But kind of remove one of these weaker cards, and then it gives you a bonus when you battle in adjacent areas. So as we go to fight this muse, Tamaki from Divine Dynamo Flame Prince, previously fictional game that we are making real. And so yeah, you can see that my ally in the other square is giving me +3 damage and break at the start of every turn, which is awesome. I love it. +2 to amp effects. Oh my goodness. This is a little tougher. Let's just... I need draw power. This muse effect is really gets to me. But yeah, I'm just gonna dodge. I get a little setup. I need to activate these amp effects, right? So here's a fun trick. I can use this card to move down, and I won't move anywhere. I get that amp. gets boosted quite a bit and turns into 15 break.
Would you allow me the pleasure of marrying you?
Yeah, I think isn't quite gonna do it, but it's close. And then we can just finish off.
Sleep spell.
Let's go.
Congratulations, Leon.
And now we get magical motion. Draw 8 cards through card effects. And then we can forge 2 Aqua Restoration. Song of Turn, which is another card that lets you draw.
Of any and all poison to me.
2 of those every turn. Pretty good to draw. And then I get a cheat code on the muse itself. Recover 1 cost before it starts, which is also very good.
We really are in fantasy land.
Having extra cost is just amazing. So yeah, so now we know drawing cards is going to activate our second muse. So we're looking for amp effects and draw power. I think I like draw power anyway.
Please leave treatment of any and all poison to me.
Talking so much. There's so much to going on here. I'm gonna recover this time, get that memory gauge down. Lets me skip some more battles. Considering, I think I wanna take on this leader over here, who's still adjacent to the boss. You can see in the corner there.
They'll pet me like they always did. Enemy in breakdown.
Let's just
Now's your chance. Though this has to be a test of our love.
go down and then I'll activate this action. Avoid this attack.
That was perfect.
And then I'll move out of the way. Boom. Perfect.
I just can't control these feelings.
Still haven't activated the Canaria, but you know, it's all good. This is fun. I get a draw amp. I have to do 4 9 OS, so that's not gonna work. But you know,
This is a sleep spell.
it's all good.
Congratulations, Neon.
Okay.
I am delighted
When you start
to make
stacking
your
these, they get
acquaintance.
better, I think.
Please
When you,
call me
because
Noah.
discard 1 to draw 1. If you're a card game, you know that's you're paying 2 cards to draw 1 card. It's not great. Let's position. So right next to the boss. So this is fun. I'm just going to put Canaria here.
Let's keep this momentum going.
So she's going to apply her. She's going to start performing as long as I'm in one of these green squares next to her immediately. So I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go over here and fight Harlan over here. So, and she gives me the support effect of bonus damage at the beginning of every turn. But she's performing now, so all my amp effects are already doubled, which is awesome. I'll do that. The next time I draw a card, stuck there. Next time I draw a card, I get extras, which is perfect. I'm going to. I'm going to discard this and draw 3 cards, which is great. Let's break down, and then I think rabbits will be for this finisher off.
Let us celebrate this victory.
Is this all the content in the demo? No, there's so much content in this demo, guys. It's really ridiculous. Oh, this card is so good.
What a pleasant scent, even in its
Number of
purest
cards drawn
form.
+1. Thank you. Alright, we're getting in there. Let's just position one of these blades. They're just not very good. Get them out of there. No, there's this is a whole demo. This is a whole dungeon here. There's a whole nother dungeon after this, and you can unlock a bunch of different difficulty settings to try those out. There's some mechanics that haven't even unlocked yet because you have to finish this dungeon first. There's so much content, and it carries over to the final version as well. Let's go after this boss. So yeah, you can actually run away. I think we can handle him, but you can flee if you're having a hard time. Flee from bosses, even. It's very nice. And yes, it is Nova. Let's summon. The summons are so good. +1 to draw means this actually becomes card neutral. This is a big bonus. I think I will banish this card draw once more. So he's gonna do 18 damage to me, but I'm just gonna erase that. 0. It's perfect. Do I want to draw amp 6? So +2 from the summon and doubled from the muse. Maybe I should have activated that before I drew. Oh, it's so much fun. I'm actually gonna. Okay, I'm gonna give the amp effects to carry over from turn to turn. So now, draw 8 cards. Draw 8 cards.
Please do.
Guys, draw 8 cards. Let's do it. So that activates at what? At drawing 8 cards all at once. I don't even get those cards because my hand is full, but that's fine. I think we can handle it. Let's go with some break here. And now you can see another powerful thing about attack amp. So attack amp 10, just it's free. It's free. 26 here. 26 bonus damage. This is dealing. Yeah, let's go. And oh, I keep forgetting about the special attack. Look at this, 140 damage. Bye bye Nova. I'm sorry. 280 damage. That's so fun. Yeah, this card is great in these amp decks.
I am delighted to make your acquaintance.
Activates the
Please
amp.
call me Noel.
Benefits from its own amp. You just stack them, and they become extremely
Could
good.
you explain more about Mahito
All
and
right,
Shinya's relationship?
let's see if we can get one more floor out of this dungeon. I don't
Sure
want to
thing.
spoil all of
They're
it.
childhood friends.
The save from the demo is indeed carryover.
But certain events cause Shinya to become
So I like to take
towards Mahito.
a route with the treasure chest, because you know,
Did they have a big argument or something?
like
The opposite.
you want to avoid battles,
Fewer
fewer turns, but
So
treasure
why
chests
did
are free
this
cards.
attitude
They don't
toward
take a
Mahito
battle.
change?
They don't take any turns to pick up. Ooh, we got some good cheat codes here. -1 cost. I think that's just gonna be great. I already have one of those in my deck, so they're both gonna be -1 cost. Who cares about self damage? 3 damage to me. I'm just not worried about it.
I'll do anything I can to help.
So once again, we discard the leftmost cards in hand and forge a copy of the card I used and change the cost to 3. That's not bad. I don't think. Especially with amp. Okay, so I'm just gonna discard this, which I don't like necessarily. If I use something else. 3 of these in my hand now. Yeah, let's have some fun. I just discard it. I'm gonna eat this attack, but I kind of don't care. Because I draw this card. Alright. And kind of unfortunate.
This has to be a test of our love.
Get rid of him.
Enemy defeated. Nice.
Get that amp effect for the next turn. Okay.
Beat them to
I don't have any card draw here. But I'll put down some, alright, I forgot. Have an action. Let's do a little damage. Yeah, this will be good. Finish off the action. And yes, Lola's a muse for? We have so many good muses. Draw 3 cards. I like it.
You're here to lay your paws all over my delicate parts, aren't you?
Oh, and copy it. Ooh! A gift from the moon. Select that muse to enhance. I will enhance. Because muses can only have 1 cheat code. So the other one already had 1. Gain a cost when she starts performing. So now I draw 1 card at the start of the turn while she's performing. That's amazing. Let's go.
He needed to be strong.
We can do like.
That's when he.
I'll do anything I can to help.
Beat them to a pulp.
Break him down.
This is our chance.
Amazing.
We can use that copy that got generated to discard it and draw a card.
Please keep the lighting to a minimum.
Eat this! Eat this! My legs moved.
Air card makes me move randomly.
There are times when it's best not to think too much at all.
We get a little attack amp. Oh, kind of, yeah.
This has to be a
Perfect.
test of our love.
Perfect.
That was
Use that
incredible,
combo.
Leon.
I think I don't need too
Do
many
anything
of those.
shameless to my sister.
A handful of
I'll
them made
destroy
me
you.
a little bit regretful of having so many copies of that card. So let's position somebody here, somebody we don't really need. Oh, another event. Select the card to alter. Love it. I don't know what that means. It's, could be anything. Oh, I change it. Okay. Let's go to the Maya. Love those amps. Didn't mean to be strong. Well, you did it anyway.
That's when he found a certain special.
Lola!
But Kizuna connected.
I'll do
Gain
anything
one
I
cost.
can to help.
Love
I'm gonna have you spoil me loud.
Let's one cost for 22 break. Sorry, token.
Would you allow me the pleasure of marrying you?
Banish.
Restoration.
It's a forged card anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Attack amp. Attack amp. Go back up. Punch him. Alright.
They're waiting for me back home. I'm sure. Of course. Please do.
There's a little bit of that there. Discard this one that's way too expensive now. Ooh, extra break. Use an action. Just get into the groove. Avoid the attack. Get that bonus.
24/7, 365 days a year.
Please keep the lighting to a minimum.
What are you doing? Discard it. Ooh, draw 4 cards. So that's gonna be 10 break. That'll break him down. We draw a bunch of cards. Big combo. Even more card draw. You can even banish the other one.
Of course.
Yeah, let's. I could just cycle through my hand all day, but let's just finish it off. We got Lola. Activate an amp effect 2 times in one turn, and you get 3 extra damage plus, 30% extra damage every time you activate an amp. So they just stack up. You just stack up these effects, and you will just be a beast by the end of the dungeon. Of course, they get harder and harder. Some card draw.
Really look that terrifying?
Position. So right next to the boss. So let's position Tamaki, I think. Who's hard? I think Kanaria is not super easy to activate, so I actually put her down.
Kizuna connector.
And then
The
we
main
can
gadget in
just go
Kizuna
over
Connect.
here.
Through that, he met his partner monster, leading him to seek out further strength. Though,
I get 3 plus 3 damage. So pretty good.
I can still go on.
Yeah.
Of course.
These guys are a little tough. You see the numbers start to get up. They get up there. Maya, you do so much boot and break. It's so good. I could just break them down right now, but I don't. If you run out of cost before you do that, and you can't actually do a whole lot with it, which is kind of unfortunate. So I think I want to. This is tough. I'll actually discard one of these. Yeah, then we can. Let's just attack it. You know what? I'll just do this. I'll just do it. It does get a little breakdown. Why not? More break, and then I can just a little bit of damage. Now get these summons. They just get so powerful over the course of the battle. Draw amp 6. See? Draw amp 6, and then draw 9 cards. You love to see it. Oh, and they're both standing right there. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. What does positioning do exactly? Positioning is very important. So you can see the enemy attacks at all times, like the next incoming attack, so you can avoid attacks by moving. Or do you mean position? Sorry, maybe you meant position as you on the field. So when you position a card on the field, you take a card out of your deck and put it down, and then any adjacent, if you battle in any adjacent map squares, you get a bonus to that battle. And also, deck building fans will recognize that you get just having the card out of your deck can be a bonus in and of itself. I have a bunch of draw and then nothing to draw, so let's do a big draw. I think I'm gonna get punched in the face a little bit. Oh! Now we're gonna get 3 muses out here. Draw 8 cards. Let's do it. 2 damage, not big. I have too many. I have too many green cards. So every time I activate an amp, I get bonus damage, right? Let's activate some amps. Draw 14 cards. Oh my goodness. Avoid this type. a 0 anyway.
Amazing.
I don't want to take that damage, I think, but I have left myself with no outs. Oh well. That's kind of a shame. Let's go down.
Are you okay? Don't overdo it now. Don't get
Alright,
me
they're
involved
done.
in your crazy antics. Get it
One thing I'll
together.
do.
Please keep the lighting to a
Leave it to me.
15 cards. Let's do it.
Agro restoration.
Oh, yeah. I've drawn so many cards, I'm just out.
This has to be a test of our love.
Yeah.
The world
Yeah.
is endowed with mana.
Too much card drawing can be its own downside, but we'll get there. Break amp. 135.
It's cool.
That's ridiculous.
This is our chance. Feel
So let's beat him up.
Take this.
Now,
Even tough
we're
times
in my
can lead to
fight.
opportunity.
Me? Whenever I hear you sing, things suddenly feel free with
That wasn't enough.
Thanks, Nell. Now you really
Now we can
can't control my
just
feelings.
break.
Punch.
Whew. There's so much to this game. Hopefully I have explained a lot here. It's been almost an hour and a half. I want to take a little bit of extra time at the end to answer any questions because I'm sure people have some questions. Let me choose them. This is a fun card, but use amp card. I just love it. Little break too. Yeah, so I'll leave it here.
So based on what you told me,
There's even more stuff to talk about, but I've got to end this at some point. But if you have any questions, I'll take a little bit of time to. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done that. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know because I think there seem to be a lot of questions in the chat, and I want to take a little bit of time because there's so much. There's so much in this game. But yeah, it comes out October 24th. It'll be $24.99 is the standard price on all platforms, which is PC, Steam, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. There are over 10 dungeons that you saw there, and each of those dungeons is a different card pool. It's got different enemies you'll see. As you go into the hard modes, one fun thing is that they have unique rules that start to get added. And there are 10 different hard modes, and they'll have rules that stack up. Like they're similar to the rules that you saw that the enemy muses would do, like when you play a card, you discard a card and draw another card or make a copy of a card. Things that are not terribly backbreaking. I think as you get to the hard plus 8 or 9 or something like that, you might have something where you draw one fewer card per turn, which is just straight up negative. But once you get to that level of challenge, I think you're ready for it. You can probably handle it. Another feature that I didn't get to unlock there, but I think is a really cool feature. So you might think, why am I collecting cards? Why do I get a card and a muse after I finish the final boss? Like I can't, it doesn't even go in my deck. So there's a mechanic called wild card, where you can use cards that you equip cards as wild cards from your collection, that full collection, which you can always see at any time. And it even includes not just even unlocking them, you're actually collecting the cards. So every time that you find, say, a Maya Kamizono card, if you have 3 in your deck when you finish a dungeon, you take 3 back, and you can equip 3 as wild cards. And what wild cards do is once per turn, and once per dungeon per wild card, there's a lot of pers, you can just forge a copy of it into your hand for free. So just think about that. It's just very powerful. That's a very powerful effect. Especially a card like you see that Alfric that you got in that first dungeon. It's a legendary card. It's very good at, you can't even play it. It doesn't cost anything. You cannot play it out of your hand, but it has all 3 amp effects on it and moves you in a direction. So you can just summon that in your hand and you get free buffs. It's only once per dungeon on that card, and that's another thing that you'll be increasing the limits of as you unlock that crypto data. So that's another progression mechanic in the game. And just, you know, it's so powerful that I think it's kind of hard to comprehend, even just how crazy that's going to be. You can put a draw card in your hand, or a card like, say, a card that discards 2 and draws 2. Set that as a wild card. Anytime that you have a hand that, like, oh, I wish I had a break card, I need a break card so I can get, have a bunch of damage, but I have no way to break down the enemy. You can just summon that as a wild card and cycle a couple of cards out of your hand and go to town. It's a really powerful mechanic. So are there dungeons based purely on the franchises, like a Gunvolt or an Umberclaw dungeon? Indeed there are. You could see a little preview of that in that first trailer of Neon squaring off against Gunvolt himself. He's actually we take that pattern. So you saw in the Yggdrasil dungeon, Yggdrasil Records dungeon, the final boss was the protagonist of Yggdrasil Records 9 and his love interest, heroine, Canaria. So that is generally the rule for all the dungeons. So if we were almost at the end of Keys in a Connect, you would have seen the Keys in a Connect protagonists at the end of that dungeon. And so you go into the Gunvolt dungeon, who's waiting at the end, but the man himself and the main heroine. So yeah, those are fun. Definitely a lot of fun. Look forward to those. It's very funny, I think, because Neon geeks out a little bit. Sometimes Ansi is actually the one who geeks out for certain franchises. They usually explain a bit about the franchise. It's very funny when you get to one that's a real video game and they talk about it just the same as all the fake video games they had been talking about prior to that. So that's just a really fun, I think, part of the game. But yeah, any other questions on other mechanics that were not I didn't get to? So there is I haven't done it because it's not in the demo, but it's something we've talked about briefly, are the Grand Battle Dungeons, which I've never seen anything quite like it in another game like this, where despite this being a deck building roguelite where you build your deck as you progress through a dungeon, the Grand Battle Dungeons let you construct a deck to bring in. So again, that collection comes into play where you have collected those cards from other dungeons. You build a deck out of them, and you go to those dungeons, and definitely just build the most busted thing you possibly can. Those will be lots of fun, I think. What's up with the game and the obsession with waifus, man? That's just that's how it is. That's how the creators they like it, Well, that's not all. There's some husbands in there. There's some good dudes. But yeah, the muses are overwhelmingly female, I think. That's just how it is. What can you say? The origin inspiration of the game title, Card-en-Ciel. So, if you notice, there's a rainbow theme to the game. It's RGB themed. So the French word for rainbow is something like, I'll butcher it, but it's a arc-en-ciel. And so it is a little bit of a, just play on that. But I think there was also, there's another reference in there in Japanese that I don't know if I'm at liberty to share, but it's not a big deal. There's another card game it's referencing, but it only works if you pronounce it in Japanese or write it out in Japanese. So that's a lost a lot on the English audiences. I don't even know if anybody's noticed it in Japanese, but I haven't paid attention. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just the French word for rainbow with a little bit of a twist on it. But yeah, anything else? We'll wrap it up. I don't know. ちょっともう一方の PV 大丈夫ですか? Okay. 流しても okay. So we have another. I don't know if you've seen it. We announced it alongside one of the fictional game universes. I think is a lot of fun. I wanted to show a little trailer for it before we go. So please enjoy the world of President Ex Machina.
The Star States will shine again. This means war. One shot, two shots, bam, buzz affair. When you got a battle, little steam, just burn them, blast them, it all goes.
President Ex Machina? Was this the one where a high schooler becomes the president?
The very opposite, in fact. He was originally a man, but got put into a high school girl's body.
How in the world did that happen?
According to the data, a certain doctor's misunderstanding resulted in a body transplantation accident. The president's name is Edgar Barron. A high schooler though he may be now, he has both a cyborg body and a powerful mecha at his disposal. His speeches are all done in song, and he even fights enemies of the government. What a way to stand out!
Stop freaking walking!
You must be Edgar!
I've never seen anyone hurl that much abuse at someone right from the outset.
Unknowns? In my country? What a deplorable state of affairs. Did the Department of Defense decide to just take the day off?
Your old age is getting to you again, Mr. President. You obliterated almost all the security personnel in this area during your last skirmish.
Quit wasting time with your stupid questions. It's party time, baby! I despise losers.
Raising reactor output to maximum. Beginning search and destroy mission.
Progress can't come without some sacrifices. Behold, the fruits of my research.
I spent almost my entire life winning. This means war!
You have no hope of being re-elected if you rely on your trump card so readily. Let us initiate party time.
Dream, please look forward to it. Coming out October 24th. Play that demo today. It'll be out on Switch tomorrow. So that'll be all for here at INTI HQ. Hope everyone else has a great evening or day wherever you are. Have a good one. We'll see you later.